Good afternoon and Merry Christmas. Welcome to this edition of KTN's News Desk, where we bring you the news as it happens. So why don't we get straight to it? My name is Edith Kimani. Welcome to the program. Let's begin in the UK, where British company Smith & Usman Limited and two of its senior-most officials, Christopher John Smith and Nicholas Charles Smith, were on Monday found guilty of corruptly agreeing to make payments to officials of the Interim Independent Electoral Commission and the Kenya National Examinations Council to influence awarding of tenders in their favor. Now, the two were found to have worked with their Kenyan agents, Trevi James Oyombra, between 2008 and 2010 to corruptly make payments to top Kenya Electoral Commission and Examinations Council officials as an inducement to win tenders for printing of electoral materials. IEBC Chairman Isaac Hassan, former IEBC Chief Executive Officer James Oswago, and Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir are among those who have been adversely mentioned, top defunct IIEC officials who corruptly aided in awarding of tenders to Smith & Usman Company fraudulently. Now, Sam Ogina joins us on phone. Sam, the UK convictions of Smith & Usman senior officials, does this have any implications here in Kenya, especially given the names of the top electoral officials who were dragged in court over this scam?
Rightly so, in fact, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission actually dispatched some of its officers to follow the proceedings right from the UK in the UK court. And what EACC intends to gain from this is actually that, given that the proceedings have yielded into, have secured a conviction, the EACC expects to actually also get evidence from the Serious Fraud Office of the UK. Remember that the Serious Fraud Office is the institution that has actually been prosecuting this case. It has been following it up since 2010, and that is a period of 4 years. And in November, that's when the trial began. So it's a month trial that has actually happened, and it has secured a conviction. So EACC and the Serious Fraud Office actually have a mutual legal assistance understanding of some sort, whereby the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission can actually get evidence from the Serious Fraud Office and now go ahead and also prosecute some of the individuals that were named in the court proceedings. And as you rightly put it right there, is that some of these top officials of the defunct IEEC that is the chairman then, Isaac Hassan, who doubles up as the chairman of, that is IEBC, Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, the former CEO, James Oswago, and also Davis Chirchir, as, that is who acts now as a substantive Energy Cabinet Secretary. Now, if I just want to put things into perspective, is that Smith & Usman is actually accused of dishing out 49.3 million shillings through its local proxy in Kenya. It's called Trevi James or Yombra. And now I just spoke to the EACC spokesman. He's called Yasinaila during early in the day, and he said that in fact EACC had gone ahead to freeze Oyombra's account, but Oyombra went to court to try to have his account activated, but that happened. Now it is 49.3 million shillings is the amount that actually Smith & Usman is accused of bribing officials both in IEBC and also the Examination Council.
Okay, Sam Ogina, sorry. Sam, I'm sorry for interjecting. Allow me to just jump in there, because that figure that you're mentioning, I know that this company, Smith & Usman Limited, are said to have fraudulently and corruptly given this money to 4 different countries. Do we know how much of that money came to Kenya?
49.3 million shillings actually is the actual amount that came to Kenya. The whole amount that went to the 4 countries is approximately 70 million shillings, and this amount was distributed to Kenya, Ghana, Somaliland, and Mauritania. It is.
All right. Now, Sam Ogina, you are telling me that the EACC is looking into convicting people locally, but do we know why they haven't been doing that concurrently, given that the UK court actually thanked the Kenyan government for cooperating with them during this investigation?
Well, it is what I got from ESCC is that they need to get some of the hard evidence from the Serious Fraud Office of the UK. Remember that the SFO, that is the Serious Fraud Office of the UK, relied heavily on email conversation between the officials in the UK and their proxy, and also officials at the IEBC. Some of also correspondence between these organizations, and also the transactions, some of them were some of the materials that the Serious Fraud Office relied heavily on convicting. And if it just bring you to speed, is that some of the tenders that Smith and Usman benefited by way of bribing per se, they actually got 7 tenders to supply ballot papers, voter registration forms, voter ID cards, and nomination papers. And most of these actually went to the printing of electoral materials for the 2010 constitutional referendum, and actually 4 parliamentary by-elections that were held in Shinyalu, Bamachoge, South Mugirango, Matuga, as well as civic polls for those specific constituencies. Edith?
Well, thank you very much, Samugina. He is following that story for us, and of course will give us more details in our subsequent bulletins, so do stay tuned for that. But in case you missed it, British company Smith & Usman Limited and 2 of its senior-most officials were on Monday found guilty of corruptly agreeing to make payments to officials of the defunct IIEC and, of course, the Kenya National Examinations Council. Back home, where Moses Kajwang is pegged to be the flag bearer for the Homa Bay senatorial by-election to be held in February 2015. Now, the Orange Democratic Movement is yet to make an official announcement. However, the young brother to the late Senator Otieno Kajwang is believed to be the one to receive a direct nomination from ODM. We are now joined by our reporter, Victor Ogale, who's in Kisumu, who will give us more information on this. Victor, as we've mentioned, ODM has not come out to officially say that, that Moses Kajwang will be the flag bearer, but we're already getting reactions of that.
Well, very good afternoon. It is true what you just said. ODM is expected to make an official announcement and announce Moses Kajwang as the flag bearer for the Homa Bay senatorial seat. But this move is also being viewed as a way of ODM rewarding the Kajwang family because of their brother's loyalty to their party and what he did for the party. This could also be likened to the actions of the late Senator Mutula Kilonzo, who passed on, and Mutula Kilonzo Jr. was given the nod to vie for that seat. But it has also elicited mixed reactions here in Nyanza, from Kisumu all the way to Homa Bay. Some of the people who are allied to the Raila's IDs are happy. Some of the members of parliament are happy with the move or with the announcement that is yet to be made official. I mean, earlier on, the ODM electoral board had announced they're going to make the announcement at 10 a.m., but up to now, they're yet to announce. And just to give a nod also to my colleagues from the Standard, Protas Onyango, Dennis Onyango, Roslyn Obala, who did articles, and it seemed the articles from the Standard also made the ODM electoral board to quake and to change tact, because I think after realizing, sources tell us that after realizing that the media has already, they're in the know of what they're going to do, they have decided now to change tact, and we are yet to receive the official communication. 2 weeks ago, we were in Homa Bay for the nomination, and it was chaotic. Some of the delegates posed as delegates, yet they were not delegates, they were hooligans, and it ended up very chaotic, and the whole exercise was in shambles, and nothing happened. We managed to get reactions from former Rango MP Philip Okundi, Jakabimba, who's also a Raila ID, and other aspirants such as Hilary Alila, who earlier announced, I mean, a person like Alila is now vying as an independent candidate. He's one of the few people who maybe knew what was going to happen in this race. Edith?
All right, you've also mentioned some other candidates who are vying on different platforms. But for the ones who wanted to get that ODM ticket, what is their reaction? Are they backing this supposed nomination, or what's the deal there?
Yeah, the reactions I mentioned earlier, we got reactions of Philip Okundi, who's a former MP for Rangwe. It is not very positive because, I mean, they wanted the nomination to be done in a democratic way. But since the party is on the verge of nominating a particular candidate, and looking at the deadline that IBC had given all the political parties to submit names by the 27th of December, that leaves the candidates with more or less 3 to 4 days. So it gives them no option because now they cannot vie for a ticket in any other party that is affiliated to ODM. They now have to either join Jubilee or to vie as an independent candidate.
Well, thank you very much, Victor Ogale. Of course, we're looking to that story, and it's not done until ink is indeed put to paper, and then we'll know who indeed will be the flag bearer for the Homa Bay senatorial by-election on an ODM ticket. Elsewhere, the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy, or CORD, together with the Kenya National Human Rights Commission, are expected to appear in court to file a petition against the newly enacted Security Laws Act 2014. CORD and civil society are hoping to have the law thrown out, given the manner in which it was passed and some contentious clauses which the two groups say are unconstitutional. Now, both the opposition and the civil society have expressed concern that the law could be used to derogate the Constitution by stifling civil liberties. The groups were expected to have filed a petition by 9:30, which was then changed to 11:30 this morning. However, our team is on the ground following the unfolding details of this story, and will certainly keep you updated on any developments in our subsequent bulletins. We take you back to Kisumu, where property worth millions of shillings was destroyed Tuesday morning when Jumbo Foam Mattresses Company along the Kisumu-Nairobi highway caught fire. Now, no casualties were reported, but here's Victor Ogale with the rest of the details.
From a distance, smoke billows from what was once a busy mattress factory that employed hundreds of residents from Ahero in Kisumu County, gutted in a fire that is believed to have begun a few minutes past 3 a.m. The faces of the employees tell the painful story of people who are pondering their next move after their source of daily bread went down in flames. All while the rest of the country celebrates Christmas.
Chemicals are burning, fabric is burning, polythene is burning, so it's difficult to know. We haven't gone inside. It's dangerous to go inside at the moment, and we wouldn't allow anybody else to go in because life is more precious than property.
The factory that mainly deals in the manufacture of mattresses only had guards on site and no casualties have been reported. Firefighters up to 9 a.m. this morning were still trying to put out the fire with the help of their colleagues from the Kenya Pipeline. The company has a total of 386 employees.
More than 2,000 people depend on this, and in addition, you can see at the back here, there were only two houses. Now it is growing to become a big marketplace as well.
So what has happened has really caused a terrible disaster to the inhabitants of this village as a whole, because it used to be the source of employment for most people in this village.
Once the fire was contained, the employees who had thronged the scene opted to salvage the little they could as they wait to know the real cause of the fire. Victor Ogale, KTN, in the county of Kisumu.
Tension is high in Ulumuka location as police stood guard over a borehole meant to serve residents of the area. According to reports, the area member of parliament Regina Mwau formed a committee to control the borehole in Ulu location without the consent of the local residents, a move that has sparked anger among many residents who are now demanding a review on the committee members and access to the source of water. Police have been manning the borehole since yesterday as tension remains high.
Maji kidogo ya kulisha familia yangu. Kwa hivyo nyinyi mko na bahati kubwa nyingi zaidi kwa Kilome constituency yote.
Maana nilipata majina ya wale ambao walikuwa hapo. Basi niweze kuongea shida ile ambayo iko. Hii mbwa ilipitia kwa kikundi inaitwa Kadhangadhene, waje hiyo kikundi inasemekana saa hii. Kupitia ala chema inaitwa Benson Munguti na Mutesi Aswesi. Ndio wameniita hata hata ukienda ofisi ya waziri utakuta signature yangu kupitia hiyo kikundi. Wacha hii kikundi nyingine imekuja juzi. Ile shinda ilikuwa mimi nilikuwa kwa hiyo kamati. Hiyo kamati haina uwazi kwa maji.
Hii maji inatakikana isambazwe. We want to give this committee our blessings. Waendelee kusimamia hii project mpaka siku ile watasimamia. Siku ile watafanya uchaguzi.
Let's have a look at some good news now. It is a festive season after all, and it was an early Christmas gift as more than 2,000 persons over the age of 70 were showered with gifts from local leaders and well-wishers in Kajiado County. Now, the elderly persons who received gifts and Christmas packages all live in slums. Here's the story.
It was joy as about 1,300 elderly women and 700 aged men were treated to gifts and early Christmas packages in the Kichangi and Majengo slums in the county of Kajiado.
Waendelee, tunafurahia kutufurahisha sababu wakati ule wanakuja tunafuraha mingi sana.
Most of them who have been abandoned by the children and relatives were thrilled by the positive gesture from their leaders.
Ningeomba tu, hebu natukumbuka wale wetu ambaye wanahitaji. Watu wazee, watu maskini, tuwavalishe na tuweze kuwapatia chakula.
Kajiado Senator Peter Mostet urged Kenyans to take this festive season to remember the aged and the sick. The elderly who enjoyed the gifts from the well-wishers urged the local leaders to ensure their security during this festive season. Hussein Mohammed, KTN.
Welcome back to KTN Newsdesk. We're glad you're still with us. Let's have a look at the business now. And the Lake Turkana Wind Power Project has been nominated for the African Renewable Deal of the Year 2014 by Thomson Reuters Project Finance International. A report on the wind power plant by the Finance Intelligence Service firm commended the project's arrangers for securing the massive funding required to complete what will be the largest wind plant in Africa. Now, the wind farm raised 70 billion shillings, the largest ever private sector financing in Kenya, with the deal including 10 European and African development finance institutions, 2 commercial banks, 2 hedging banks, 5 main contractors, and 3 government counterparties. The last round of funding for the project that is expected to produce 310 megawatts once completed in 2017 was completed this month after an 8-year process. Now, the project also broke the record for the single largest sales order for wind turbines by a Copenhagen firm, Vestas. A Danish firm said the 365 turbines needed for the project is the biggest order in the firm's 69-year history. It is estimated the project will save the country 17 billion shillings every year due to reduced importation of fuel used in thermal power plants. Good for the environment, good for the pocket, I'm not complaining. Elsewhere, by the end of 2014, there could be over 100,000 new jobs created in the country, thanks to the UK's Department for International Development, or DFID. Through the firm's operation plan for the year 2015 and 2016, DFID has said it will pump $30 million in what it is calling wealth creation projects in the country. The projects will include market development, finance access, and infrastructure, all aimed at pushing Kenya's economy to a 10% growth rate. The UK-based firm also says it wants to see Kenya attain upper middle income status. The plan by DFID could see a double victory for Kenya, who now appears to be enjoying much warmer relations with her traditional trade partners, as well as job creation for a country that is grappling with a 40% unemployment rate. Mumias Sugar Company's credit rating has been downgraded for the 3rd time since 2012, reflecting the firm's worsening financial position. Global Credit Ratings, which is licensed by the Capital Markets Authority to evaluate the financial strength of companies listed on the Nairobi Securities Exchange, downgraded the troubled sugar miller's long-term credit rating to BBB, 1 year after it was downgraded from A+ to A. The firm has been through a rough patch due to financial strains and issues of corporate governance that GCR said were likely to further impact Mumias' credit rating. Mumias has been struggling to service its massive debts, forcing it to sit with 7 banks to restructure its loans and ease the repayment burden. A poor rating also means a company borrows at a stiffer interest rate, a fact that is likely to be damaging to Mumias. The miller is the largest sugar producer in Kenya, accounting for 28% of domestic production. That is, however, down from previous 40% market share. Right. Well, this is where we're about to wrap up this edition of KTN's News Desk. We do thank you for your company. There was a story about a baby dance, which unfortunately we're not able to carry. But if you log on to our website, www.standardmedia.co.ke, then you're able to see it. Now, before we wind up, we just have a news update that Moses Kajwang is no longer pegged, but will actually be the flag bearer for the Homa Bay senatorial by-election, which is going to be held in February of 2015. This is, of course, after the Orange Democratic Movement just a few minutes ago officially announced that he will be the flag bearer ahead of that by-election, which is going to be held, as we mentioned, in February. And more details will be coming your way in our subsequent bulletins with, among others, Sam Ogina and myself. So do stay tuned for that. We'll be not right back, but we're going. Have a good day. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Merry Christmas.